Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel. Thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Patek Philippe 5230G automatic world time. You can see this Patek Philippe complication and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this 5230G with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Patek Philippe automatic world timer. Now, of course, this watch was one of the stars of Baselworld 2016, the successor to the much loved 5130. This watch has a completely unique aesthetic. Although the fit is slightly different than its predecessor, the look is quite a departure, one equally inspired by heritage and perhaps a drive from the bosomy rounded forms of the 5130 to a harder edged, more masculine image. Let's talk about the fit. On my 16 centimeter wrist, the watch is 38.5 millimeters across the round of the case, exactly 1 millimeter smaller than its predecessor. You'll note, however, the absence of crown guards, which has an additional effect on the perceived size and shape of the watch. It's quite slim, 10.4 millimeters. You can see another important change from this aspect. The watch has gone from the 5130's rounded dome style bezel to a more direct, angular, again, harder edged conical style bezel. Furthermore, you can see that the watch is lug to lug dimension, and this one spans a relatively manageable and versatile 46.8. Looks good on a broad variety of wrists, but it's the form of the lugs that has changed. From the blended lugs of the 5130, we see these historically inspired stepped lugs deriving somewhat from the 2523 world timer of the 1950s. The stepped lug arrangement gives the watch another character line, another aesthetic wrinkle that is just a little bit disruptive. It's not quite as aesthetically facile as the 5130 was. This one challenges you. It catches the eye, it catches the light, it bends and breaks the light in a more severe fashion than the watch that came before. Now, the timepiece is made of gray gold, which is to say white gold, but homogeneous. Now, since roughly 2006, Patek Philippe has used gray gold, which is to say if it takes a nick or a scratch, you don't see the milky yellow substrate underneath. It's homogeneous all the way through. Gray gold is white gold through and through, not plated. Now, you see, it's matched with a semi-gloss, minimally bolstered, monotone stitch, folded edge alligator leather strap, and a simple spade-style beveled white gold pin buckle. The watch features the 24 cardinal time zones. Yes, perhaps there are 40 or 41 if you count local city times, but here we have the 24 principal time zones, each one represented by an emblematic marquee city. Now, you see, New York is set at the index at 12. So New York is set at 12. My time, as indicated on the dial at center, is New York time. So you can see I am at about 6:37 right now. Okay, so let's say I would travel from New York, having visited the Patek Philippe Grand Exhibition, and you note right next to New York, if I were to look down, I would see 1800. Okay, so we're between 18 and 19, so I know that it's just after 6 p.m. There's also a day-night indicator. You can see the semicircle, dark on one side, light on the other, so you know whether you're calling your friends in far-flung locales during the day or the night. Quite considerate of them. And thanks to the Louis Cotier world time system, invented in the 1930s and refined by Cotier and Patek Philippe through the 1950s, I can index to change my city. Let's say I want to go to Patek Philippe's home time zone, which is represented here by Paris. Okay, so I'm now on Geneva time, which is shared with Paris. You can see how the watch did the travel math for me. So it correctly indicates the time for my new home time zone and indicates it at center. Now, there has been a change of hand shape and guilloche pattern at center, another wrinkle that has evolved since the 5130. Rather than try to wax extensive about what those changes are, I'm just going to slowly show you a 5130 for comparison's sake. Now, you can pause the video and rewind if you want to closely compare the difference between the 5230 and the 5130. Having seen them both, you get a better sense of what the difference is, but both of them feature beautiful polished applied white gold hour indices and white gold hands at center. And on the reverse side, they have more in common. The micro rotor automatic caliber 240HU for Heure Universelle World Time. This year is actually the 40th anniversary of the basic 240 micro rotor. I love birthdays, so we're celebrating the longevity of this exceptional caliber, and it's easy to see why. The micro rotor gives you a thin profile like a manual wind watch, and it gives you the visibility of the movement to enjoy it that you get with a manual wind watch, but you get the convenience and everyday usability of an automatic winder. Now, it's a 22 karat gold winding mass engraved with the Calatrava cross and blazoned across its top with linear Côte de Genève stripes. You can see it's beautifully finished. This movement, featuring the Patek Philippe seal, exhibits the best traditions of Geneva watchmaking. Beautifully textured linear Côte de Genève across the bridges, tight and even engine-turned perlage across the base plate below the rotor and the balance. You can see the edge of every bridge has been mirror polished. You can see the light catching the edge of the bridge. Rounded anglage executed by hand, not by machine. You can also see that all of the screws are polished on their heads with chamfered slots, and were you to loop the watch, you would find that it rewards repeat viewing. So finely is it finished. Technology is represented by unlubricated ceramic rotor bearings, allowing higher operational efficiency for the winder, but also lower maintenance requirements. The watch has about a 48-hour power reserve when fully wound. Technology continues at the balance, which features Patek Philippe's traditional Gyromax free-sprung balance, takes and holds a precise regulation better than a mobile index, but even within that free-sprung balance there is a Spiromax hairspring, so Patek Philippe's proprietary anti-magnetic silicon technology employed in the hairspring, so this watch doesn't have the traditional mechanical watch vulnerability to magnetism. The watch features 3 ATM water resistance, so while it's sporty in style, it's not a sports watch in the truest sense. But with the world time blazon on one side and the convenience of automatic winding on the other, this is one of the most versatile Patek Philippe complications. You can see it and you can purchase it on our website.